Welcome everyone. Today is February the 26th, 2025, and I don't know, I just thought it would be a good time to make a video because there is something that I've learned recently that has been life-changing, and there's probably other people that have not figured this out yet. Maybe not many, but there are people because I did not know about this. So, okay, first, yes, I know that looks horrible. It hurts my eyes too. It's just ugly. It's terrible. But when you buy a house that's over 100 years old, as is, these are some of the things that you get to deal with, like trying to pull wallpaper off that is not peel and stick. They didn't have that in those days. And the wall comes with it. So I quit. And yeah, that's going to either get white beadboard covered. I think I'm going to cover all the walls in white beadboard because it looks so nice, especially out when you're near the ocean, and it's just really nice and clean. And anyway, so yeah, that's going to get dealt with at some point, but not anytime soon. And yes, the paneling also hurts my eyes. Okay, that leak was from before I bought the house. It doesn't leak. It's just, another joy when they fix the roof, but they don't fix the wallpaper. So yeah, all that has to come down. And then this, I started painting, but I can't reach the top, so it's gonna have to wait. So this whole section here, I can't reach it. So I did start on the bottom, but anyways, just in case, this view is hurting your eyes like it does mine, because I'm very particular and it's so ugly. Yes, I know. And I realized, yes, it does need to get fixed and painted and all that fun stuff. But for now, I have more important things on my list. So something that cost me a ton of money in the past, and even worse than the money, and that's a big thing, but even worse is cleaning up damages and broken stuff and having to rewash things and fixing stuff. So over the past, so many years, I have bought hundreds, and I mean hundreds, of storage bins. And I have not found one that is actually decent quality. But, your choices are fairly limited. You can get Rubbermaid, or you can get these plastic ones. Now, the clear ones, I love it because I can see through it and I can see what's in it. So I enjoyed those, especially since I used to be able to get them on sale for like $7. But the Rubbermaid, that's the go-to, and that's supposed to be, the best quality. And so I would get those too. Both of them are crap. They're pretty much a waste of money. But it depends on what you're putting in them, how you're storing them, what you're using it for. But in general, it's a waste of money. So my experience that I've had with these, and I brought an example from outside, is this here. So this here is how a whole lot of the lids on my bins have ended up over the years. Broken and in pieces. And not happy about that. So this is something I've had to deal with for over the last few years. And then on top of that, these plastic bins, they don't hold up very well. So when you start moving them around, even if you're careful, and you can't even stack these things. So trying to stack them, you're just asking for everything to crack and break. So a lot of these bins are actually worse than this. And so, yeah, it's been a mess because you get the stress added to everything else because you have to stop what you're doing. You have to pick up everything that fell out of the broken bins, and a lot of times things have actually gotten broken, so that's a loss. But if you have clothes or linens, now you have to rewash them. It's a pain, and then you have to get something new to put them in. So I thought, okay, well, Rubbermaid is a step up from those because it's supposed to be so great and wonderful. No, it's not. And so I actually have tons of lids that are almost this bad. They're all cracked and broken, and I have bins that have cracks in them, especially even in the bottom too. So it's horrible. A lot of money wasted in all of these. And so a couple months ago, I started noticing that all these YouTube channels have these bins in the background, these black ones with the yellow lids. And I thought, I am willing to take my chances, because if everyone's using these, then maybe they're good and they're not garbage like that. So I kind of looked into them and I ordered a whole bunch of them because they seem to be pretty good quality. So I ordered a whole bunch, and I've started taking everything out of the blue Rubbermaid bins that I had everything stored in, because if you've ever tried to stack these things, they don't stack very well. So unless you're putting things in there that don't have any weight, like empty boxes or something, when I stack the blue Rubbermaid ones up, for the most part, they lean, they fall over, and it's just a pain. And I don't know, it's just awful. So I've had a lot of issues with that, and I have to keep picking them up and restacking them and moving them around. So I just figured, you know what? I'm going to save myself a whole lot of problems in the future, and I started taking everything out of them and putting them in these bins, and look at that. They stack perfectly. So these ones are actually bigger. They hold a whole lot more stuff. They weigh a ton more to lift and when they're full, but they actually stack better and they hold up the weight. And I've had this here now for like maybe a month, and they still are perfect. So they stack perfectly. They are not tipping over. They're not falling over. And I think they are amazing. So best part is that they're actually cheaper than the blue Rubbermaid ones that I bought. Tons and tons and tons of. So, I mean, you can't go wrong. At least here, these black ones are cheaper. They're bigger and they're better. So the blue ones are 68 liters or 18 gallons, depending on what conversion you want to do. But yeah, 18 gallons and 68 liters. That's the blue ones. And they cost more money and they're garbage. But these ones are bigger. They're so much better and they're cheaper. I think, what did I pay? I think I paid like $14 for one bin. But these ones here, I think they're up to like $18 at Walmart or something. I think it was around $18 unless you get them on sale. But here, that's just what the price is. So, I mean, you can't go wrong. And I can honestly say that I do highly recommend these. So for those people who have not discovered these bins, I just want to make sure people know that these are amazing and that I highly recommend them. And on top of that, let me get one of these lids here. So you've seen my green lid, but this one here, I'll show you. So these ones here is what the lids look like. And they're a fairly decent, like heavy plastic, but they have a little bit of give. So it's not like a solid. They have a little bit of give here, like that. So, you know, they're pretty good. They do kind of look and feel solid, but they do have that little bit of flexibility, which is nice. And so, yeah, I absolutely love them. It's been life-changing, and I'm pretty sure it's going to save me a ton of work, because, you know, money is one thing, and that's a big thing, but it's the work. Every time you have stuff break, and then you have to clean up after it, and then you have to buy new stuff because the stuff that was in the broken bin broke, especially if you have breakables like glass or anything like that. So, yeah, it's definitely saved me a lot not having to deal with cleaning stuff up and replacing broken things. But also, I mean, look how well these stack. These are amazing. And I think I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5 rows high already. And it doesn't even show any sign of like it being too heavy or anything like that. When I take them down, because I want to check and see like how much weight can I put on these things. I just want to test them out. It doesn't show any dents or like any weakness in the plastic. There's no cracks, nothing. So I absolutely love them. And why do I have so much stuff in bins? Well, I have no basement. I don't have a garage. And 3/4 of the things that I have from when I moved here is still in boxes and bins. I actually had boxes from 2020 I still never even opened from before I moved. They're still not opened. I actually have lots of them. And, I did try to make this work because I was very hopeful when I moved here, and I thought, well, doesn't have okay, technically I kind of have a basement-ish, kind of. So in the kitchen's half of my house. It's huge. And there's some rooms that were built in the kitchen because it's so big. And there's a laundry room, and you pull this trap door up, and you can go down this. There's a couple steps you go down for the crawl space. Well, one side, yeah, you kind of have to crawl because it's dirt and you have to crawl. But if you turn left, then there's an open doorway, and I can stand up and I'm still have space above my head. And that's where the two furnaces are that came with the house. And it's like this cinder block. So it's a nice cinder block walls. So technically, I think the house kind of does have a basement, but the one side you'd have to dig out, and that I don't wish on anyone, but it is possible. So you could kind of make a basement down there, but the thing is, you would have to go through the trap door, and I'm not even going to get into that because it's yeah, it's just too much. It's way too much. I need a proper basement, and one that I don't have to do like about 50,000 like buckets of dirt lifting because I think all the dirt from the one side. So when they built the house, I think originally I think they just put all the dirt back in after they made the foundation for some reason. And then when they wanted to put the furnaces in, when furnaces came out, then I think what they did is they actually dug out like some dirt and pushed it to one side. So anyways, it's just a mess and it's not worth it. So there's some things that I can't. Well, okay, the neighbors here out in the country where there's hardly any are actually worse than before I moved. I'm like, good gracious, these are not my kind of people. And I just don't like living here anymore. There's a lot of stuff. I mean, the mindset of the people. I live next to an ATV trail, and for some reason, people seem to think it's okay to drive their snowmobiles and their ATVs and their side-by-sides all over my property. So there's an ATV trail right there. But why use the ATV trail when you can just cut across my property, go through my woods, and like all hours of the day and night? Fortunately, we haven't had much snow this year, thank God. So I've only seen snowmobiles a couple times, but because we just didn't have the snow. But if you've ever heard how loud those things are, and it's like all through the night, and it's right by my window, it's just awful. So, it's just the mindset. People around here, they just, I don't know. It's just the way that they all are. It's not like the odd person. It's just nobody around here has respect for other people or property or anything like that. There's a lot. I would also add that I live next to Maine, and if you know what color Maine is, it's the same kind of people here. So if that'll tell you something. But anyways, there's a lot that I just don't like about the people around here. There's the odd one that's, kind of nice, but it's still questionable. And I don't have a basement. I don't have a garage, but I'm also extremely close to the road. I don't know if you can see out that old window, but the road is right there. So that's just not going to work for me. I'm still extremely traumatized from all those years, at least the last 10 years in the city before I moved here. It used to be nice, but no, like a lot of bad stuff has happened and changed. And I can't live like this close to the road, and nosy neighbors and people. I've actually had people pull in my driveway just to be nosy. Like, I think it was 2 years ago, I heard a car pull in the driveway, and I thought, oh my gosh, why is there a car in my driveway? Because everybody that I know knows, do not ever just show up at my house. I don't do that to other people, and I don't understand why people would do that to me or anyone. You don't just show up at someone's house. So if you're going to someone's house, you let them know, hey, is it okay if I stop by? You don't just show up in their driveway. I don't know, that's just the way I am. But around here, no, you just show up at people's house. That's just what they do. And I've had somebody walking around my porch, looking at my stuff, and I went out through the window and I'm like, is there a reason why you're, like looking at all my stuff? I'm like, oh yeah, we're just looking at all your flowers and your plants, because I had all my garden in 5-gallon buckets and that. And I'm like, okay, well, can you tell me why? Oh, well, are you selling these? Like, do you see a sign that says there's things for sale? No. Like, I try to be nice to these people, but it's like, really? You just show up at someone's house, go around their property looking at their stuff, and then ask it, and then pick out stuff that you might want and ask them if it's for sale. But I'm just telling you, it's not normal out here. This is just not normal. Like, maybe it's normal in some areas, but to me, this is just not the kind of people I want to live around. But there's a lot of crap, and I don't want to live here. And so there's the basement issue, there's the road issue, there's the mindset of the people around here, there's all kinds of stuff. And also, the market here went up like 300% since I bought this property. Note, I specifically bought this property for certain reasons, and I knew, which is why I bought it the day it went up for sale without seeing it and as is, because I knew this was like an amazing investment that I'm probably never going to find again. So anyway, it did work out. So by selling this house, once I can fix it up enough that at least looks nice in pictures, then I should have enough money that I can take like half of what I get, because again, I've had to do everything without debt, which is why I still have to look at this. I haven't got there yet. But anyways, once I sell this, whatever I sell it for, I'm just going to try and get the most I possibly can. But I mean, I know I'm going to get way more than what I ever put into it. So at least I know I'm not going to lose money, but whatever money I get out of it, like about half of it is going to be my budget for moving. And then the other half is what my budget for living, to live on. And so this is how I figured out how I can be my own boss and have peace in life and not be dependent on working jobs I absolutely hate and working for somebody else and making them money. So, this is my job. This is my work. It's my life. And so it has to work out. It has to. So every single thing that I do, I have that in mind. So I've not made this a home. It's basically kind of been like a place to stay for the time being. And, it's worked out as long as I have hydro or electricity, if I have water and I have some heat. Well, that part's debatable depending on how much money I have at the time. But, as long as I can just make it, then I'm okay. But I have not been unpacking stuff and making it look all nice and pretty and all that good stuff, because like, what's the point? I'm just going to pack it up again. And I don't have places to put things. So I don't have storage. I don't really have like anything here. So anyways, I just think it makes a whole lot more sense to just leave everything still in boxes, and then all the stuff, or in storage bins, and then all the stuff that's in boxes, like the blue bins, I've been trying to put them in here. So when the time comes that I can sell this and move, then everything's are washed, it's clean, it's organized, and I can just have a nice peaceful move. And wherever I move to, then I'll hopefully be preventing a lot of issues that I have to deal with if I were to use these. So yeah, it's expensive and it's a whole lot of work, but I think it's going to save me a lot in the long run. And I have no idea what I'm going to be doing. So a part of me, okay, I would love to just buy a house and move into it and everything's wonderful and perfect, but financially, I mean, even if I'd be able to do it, but it wouldn't make sense. So I kind of feel like after all the crap I've had to deal with in this house, which, I don't ever want to have to go through again, but it was one of the best learning experiences. So, there is positives that came out of all the problems that I've had to deal with that are horrible and don't ever want to deal with again. But I've learned so much. So I kind of feel like it makes the most sense to buy land at like wherever I can get the best deal and for the best location, because I would still love, my dream has always been to have a home on the ocean so my backyard can be the beach. I just want a beach as my backyard. I mean, who wouldn't? If you can get up every day and go and take a walk on a nice sandy beach in your own backyard, like that's a dream. So, and that's what I've been working towards. And okay, I'm down the road, so I'm kind of almost there, but I would like to be on the ocean. But I mean, it is what it is. I don't expect it to happen, but that's the goal. So really, I'm just got to look at what's available and what's the price and what makes the most amount of sense. So I'll probably end up buying land and then build a house, because here's the thing. When you buy a house that is already built, you're basically buying other people's problems. You don't know, unless it doesn't have walls, you don't know what's behind those walls. You don't know what kind of electrical they have, what kind of plumbing, and you don't know who did it as well. So, you know, all the electrical could work and it could pass a home inspection, but I know home inspections. And I mean, I used to do home appraisals and I see a whole lot of stuff. And, you know, a home appraisal, for people that don't know, it's not what your house is like worth, it's what your house would sell for. So you could have a piece of junk with everything wrong with it and it could appraise for $1 million. And it's just because of the location that it's in, because people want that land. So, you know, for anybody that didn't understand that. But with housing inspections, they do not take your walls apart and go and check how the electrical's done. What's behind those walls? What kind of insulation is it? Has the electrical been done properly? You know, what kind of plumbing work is this? And it's not like that. So even if you get a home inspection, it's just like an idea of what to, you know, condition the house is in. But again, there's a whole lot you don't see in a home inspection. So for me to buy another home, I'm taking a chance on having to go through all of this stuff again, and I'm just not going to do it. No, I'm not going to go through any more floodings, you know, electrical issues, plumbing issues, roof issues, like all kinds of stuff like that. It's just not going to happen. And I don't want to be having to do all kinds of work that I don't know how to do and have to pay someone and all this kind of stuff. So for me, I think it makes the most amount of sense to find the best deal that I can on land. And I mean, there are some pretty decent deals out here. So maybe I'm not going to be on the ocean, but I could still be close to it as long as I can smell that beautiful ocean fresh air. It smells so good. And all my clothes, if I put my clothes outside to dry, it actually dries into the clothes. So that nice salty ocean fresh air actually is what all my clothes smell like. So it's amazing. And if I can live close to the ocean, that's fine. I'll be okay. I can still be happy. And so I think it might make sense to do that, because if I were to buy land, then I would have the money to buy a sawmill and a tractor and to like dig dirt, and I can buy all the tools that I need, and I could have that money, some money that I can still pay someone to do the things that I need help with, and put in a basement. So that's not something I'm going to do. I could probably dig the dirt out, but I'm not going to be putting in a concrete basement walls, so our foundation. So I know that's just what I'm thinking is it might be best, because then if I have my own house built, then I can make sure that every single thing in that house is top of the line parts and it's done properly, and everything can be done to prevent issues. So hopefully I won't have to deal with any problems for at least 100 years, and that's my goal. So anyway, so for people that are always wondering why I have everything in storage bins, it's because it just makes the most sense at this point in time, because it just keeps everything organized and clean and just ready to go. To be honest, I'm ready to go. So the sooner I can get out of here, I will be gone. And I've already decided, because of course I don't know how to build stuff and I don't really have any help unless I pay for it. So I have learned a lot of things, and this is one of the reasons why, you know, even though it has been a really hard 4 years, and I'm talking like just almost completely break you hard, I've learned so much and I'm extremely grateful for it. So it is a positive, and I'm confident that I could build a pretty good sized garage. So the way I built my woodshed in my greenhouse, I was thinking what I could do that might work is that I could build something like that. I'll make it nice and long so there's a lot of space. And I could just build my garage, but live in it while I'm waiting for my house to get built. And I could just I'll make sure that I have a well dug, and then some electrical and a wood stove. And then that way, because I want to be out of here before this coming winter. I do not ever want to be here another winter. Like, this has just been like enough. I'm ready to go. And so, yeah, I just figure, I think that's where I'm going in my plans is try and get this house sold by fall. I don't think I'll have a problem because almost all the houses out here, they sell super, super fast, like really quickly, and for a lot of money. So I'm hoping that it'll be ready to put it for sale and I can get it sold, be gone before the winter. Even if I have to build my little garage and live in it, I could do it. And then as soon as the spring comes, then I can start getting some help to get the basement put in, and then the framing and a roof and windows and doors. And yeah, so anyways, it's just my random plans. But the sooner I can get my land, the better, because as soon as I cut the trees down, then, oh, another thing I was wanting to look into. So this is something interesting, is apparently you can build like some kind of something. So when you cut your trees down, instead of them having to season or sit out and dry for like a year or so, you can actually like speed that up to like 2 weeks. So that's another thing I wanted to look into, because if I could cut down some trees as soon as I move there, then come the spring, I could figure out how to build that thing and that is going to dry out all your logs in like 2 weeks. And then I can actually mill all my own wood. So really the only cost is just obviously buying the sawmill, but I'd be able to do that. And then just getting someone to help me actually build the frames, and then just buy like, nails and screws and all those kind of things. So anyways, that's just my random plans at the moment. It could work. I don't know. We'll see. But that's why I have so many things in bins, and this is like part one of a whole lot. So if you have not already tried these bins, I do very highly recommend them because they've been great for me, and I'm extremely particular when it comes to bins now because of how much money I've wasted and all of the things that have gotten broken and destroyed and ruined. And it's just like I said, it's not just the money, it's all the extra added work. Every time they tip over and they fall, you've got to pick all that up. Even if they don't break, you've got to pick everything up, repack it, restack it. And who wants to do that? And I think these will hold up a whole lot better when moving and getting like tossed around a bit. So anyways, that's just my random just talk for the day. So hopefully you have an awesome day and have a much better weather than me. I don't know if you can see it, but I have snow up to almost the roof. Well, it used to be up to the roof there, but a lot of it melted. So I still have way too much snow, and it's cold. And we have more snow coming. So yeah, I've had it. I'm just ready for spring. So hopefully you all have better weather and you're able to actually get work done, which I can't do outside yet, but I'm hopeful and spring is coming. So I will see you on the next video.